there in Guitar Land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with another lick lesson. We're going to talk about 10 basic bluegrass beginner licks in the key of C. I wanted some licks that you could play kind of out of these basic chord shapes. Maybe you could play at the end of your solo or as a little fill while you're playing backup. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of start pretty basic on this lesson. Just dip our toe in the water on some basic bluegrass licks in the key of C. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeddingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. Alright, here's 10 licks in the key of C. Alright, let's start breaking down these 10 beginner bluegrass licks in the key of C. And for these 10 licks, I kind of wanted to focus on licks that you could play in between your rhythm playing, or maybe something you could start or end a solo with. So these aren't going to get maybe into some, they're not going to be like scale licks, you know, maybe that you would play in like a lead, but they're going to be kind of what I call playing out of the chord position. So we're going to kind of stay close to home, you know, something that you could play in between, you know, in the middle of a rhythm or during your backup. That's what I wanted to focus on for this lesson. And each lick is going to follow a similar format. We're going to have one measure of strumming, and then we're going to have a one measure lick, and then we're going to have another measure of strumming. And I just did a basic strum, picking on the 3rd fret 5th string, and then a down up, and then another picked note, and then another down up strum. What strum you do doesn't really matter though. I just use those strums on each side of the lick so you could basically practice getting in and out of the lick, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Let me play lick number 1 and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. So we have... This is a great kind of ending to a solo lick. You know, maybe you get down to this note and then you add that little tag on. So, okay, we're going to do our strum. And then we're going to hit the 3rd fret 5th string again for beat 1. And then on beat 2, we're going to hit the open E string. And then 1, 3 on the low E string. And then open A. And then 2nd fret on beat 4 for a quarter note. And then you're back into your 3rd fret strum. And so I think using the correct fingers on this is really important. So for all the first frets in this lesson, pretty much I'm going to use my 1st finger. For all the 2nd frets, I'm going to use my middle finger. 3rd frets, I'm going to use my 3rd finger. And that's basically just going to kind of keep me in this C position. That's really what I'm thinking about there. So I hit this note. And I'm also doing all down up picking there. So or in those middle 8th notes anyway. So I hit a downstroke and then down ups here. And then one more down. And then I end it with a down. Again, that's just like a fill lick. You could play that in between your rhythm. Or you could start a solo that way, maybe. You know, something like that. Or you know, maybe you go up from there. It's just a nice little ascending run. You could even just practice the one measure lick on its own. That'd be good picking practice. The other thing you could do is add like a hammer on or something. So hammer-ons and slides are kind of optional. We'll talk about that as we get on through this lesson. Alright, so that's lick number 1. Not too hard. Let's play it one more time. Lick number 2 is commonly called, it's basically like the G run equivalent for your C chord. So let me play this one and I'll break it down. We have too hard either. So again, we start with our strum, and then we're going to hit the 3rd fret, 5th string again. That's our C note. So, you know, break down in your mind too where these licks are starting and ending. Obviously, ending and starting on this note, that's our C note. That's a really safe note. We're in the key of C. The other option we have is up here on the 1st fret, 2nd string. So if you're in tune, those should be octaves. So that's another spot we can end our lick. And that's where we're going to end this one. So we hit our 3rd fret, 5th string on beat 1. And then we're going to do, on the 4th string, open 1, 2. So 1st and 2nd finger. And then upstroke on the open G string, 3rd string. And then 2nd fret. And then up to the 1st fret, 2nd string. So you have... move your 2nd finger back down, and then you do a down up strum, and then I put my 3rd finger back down. So I kind of take my 3rd finger off for a second. That just kind of helps me, my 3rd finger get, you could probably do it with your 3rd finger down, but it kind of leaves that overtone that you might not want. So what I do is I take my finger off for a second, and then I strum, and then that gives me time to get my finger back down. So we have... So it's nice to be able to end on that higher note and then fall back into your strumming too. That's another way you could start a solo. Solo that way. It's also a great little fill lick. Maybe I do a C to F back to C. Or C to G. And then back to C. Something like that. You could also do it with a hammer on. Or a pull off. Another thing you might do. So a lot of these licks have subtle variations you could make on them too to even create more licks. So that's what I would do as well with each of these. Play it with all picked notes, and then maybe add a slide or a hammer on it, or a pull off. So you have like 4 or 5 ways you could play that lick just with a very subtle variation. Alright, so that's lick number 2. I call that the C run. It's basically the equivalent of the G run. It's that, but over a C chord. So that's a really good one to know. Let's play it one more time. Here we go. So lick number 3 is going to be very similar. It's just going to be a longer version. So we're going to start it the same way with that classic strum we've been doing. And then this time we're just going to play more notes. We're going to go up 3 open right away. So we go 3rd fret, and then open 1, 2, and then open 1, 2 on the 3rd string, and then up, open 2nd string, and then 1st fret. So I'll do it really slow. It's kind of more like a chromatic style run. And you have to get the 2nd note as an upstroke. That's really important. So let's do that. Let's play it together. We have... chromatic notes. You could combine those two as well, lick number 2 and 3. So maybe I started with the faster picking, and then maybe I paused right there, which is kind of like the end of lick 2. So you could kind of combine those versions as well. You could also go, so just use these ideas as a jumping off point for your own creativity, okay? You could also do it with hammer-ons and slides as well. Okay, So let's go to lick number 4. We're going to do kind of the similar thing here. We're going to take lick number 1 and extend it. So let's play it here. I'll play it and then I'll break it down. This is one of my favorite ones. Okay, so it's kind of like an ending lick to your solo. So you're going to you do your strum, and then you hit your 3rd fret, and then right away go to an upstroke on the open E, low E string. And then 1, 2, 3, and then open 1, 2 on the A string, and then 3rd fret. So it's like a longer chromatic lick of number 1. So you have. You could even just loop that one measure. That'd be good kind of left and right hand practice there. It's kind of a fill lick, you know, maybe I go G and then my lick. You could also start a solo that way too. You know, you could use that for like a Billy in the low ground or something like that. But it's a great way to end a solo, you know, so maybe you come down with like a fancy lick. Something like that can sound really nice. Okay? So not too hard there. So we basically just played with the timing on all 4 of those first licks, okay? Alright, thanks for watching this video, and if you like the lessons, make sure you click the subscribe link below